So as the title of the video suggests, I think the Pelicans definitely need to make a trade at some point this season if they want to improve the team. We'll probably end up moving their first-round pick because this team never uses their first-round picks. Omer Asik, Nikola Mirotic, DeMarcus Cousins. There's probably some other one in there I don't remember. But let me tell you why I think this team needs to make a trade. Or they can wait for Elfrid Payton to come back and hope that he is just amazing for them. Basically, the perimeter talent on this team, other than Drew, is lacking. Now, that's not to say that there are not still good players. I think E'Twaun Moore has remained one of the most underrated players in the league, and he's been really efficient for them so far, making his shots, and he's just really creative at like floaters and pull-up jumpers and all those things, and he never makes a whole lot of mistakes, so props to E'Twaun. Darius Miller can at least make open threes. That's valuable. I don't think he really has like the Kyle Korver, JJ Redick, Buddy Hield, Bradley Beal, Joe Harris ability to just run around like a crazy person and then catch the ball on a dime and immediately turn his body and make a three-pointer, but he can still make some shots for you. They've been giving Wesley Johnson a lot of minutes early on, and he's actually been okay. He's making his three-pointers, which is huge, but we'll see if that maintains itself. So I think if they had one more guy to go off the dribble and just make stuff happen, I think that would be huge. And, I did mention Elfrid Payton a moment ago. He could be the guy. We saw Rondo's impact without being able to really shoot. Rondo's shooting has gotten better, give him credit, but even then he's taken, 1 to 2 a game, and, you can dare him to shoot and still be kind of all right. With Elfrid Payton, I think, he was good in the 6 games. He was shooting well from 3 on about 1 attempt a game, but is he going to have those pull-up jumpers and that kind of thing, right, to really force the defense to give him attention? I don't know. But I think this team really needs just that kind of a guy. As far as who it is, I don't totally know. Do you think they would get in on the Terry Rozier sweepstakes? I guess it's a possibility if they're convinced that he can be close to what he was in the playoffs for the Celtics when he was hitting all those step-back threes and contested shots and beating dudes off the dribble and stuff. Then I think that would be huge. I think you could play him with Drew because, of course, Drew can play either backcourt position, and because he's such a good defensive player, you don't really lose much. Yeah, that's an idea. And Rozier, at the moment, is pretty affordable, so yeah, something like that, a shot-making guy who can have the ball in his hands to help out Drew, but then also be off the ball. And I think Rozier, if he's going to be at least close to what he was the regular season and then definitely in the playoffs, then I think that's a better player than Elfrid Payton. So think of other players like that. As far as the Pelicans as a whole, as you would expect, Anthony Davis and Drew have an insane responsibility with this team. AD's playing, he's averaging like 38 minutes a game, and the last 2 he's played 40, and there's been quite a few where he's played at least 40. Drew is playing about 37 minutes a game right now. And just watching last night against the Knicks, Drew, he hit like a tough contested 3 on the top of the key. He hit a step-back 3 in the corner when the offense was going nowhere. If he's not doing his thing, then I think this team is going to have trouble winning. Now, to be fair, when Anthony Davis plays, they're pretty damn good. His on-off numbers are as drastic as you think they are. He is his personal record with the team is 8-4. They're 0-3 when he does not play. And when you watch them, his impact is nuts. Last night against the Knicks, I know it's against the Knicks, but the Pelicans were struggling most of the game. They were down by like 10 points. AD comes in, and immediately the Knicks can't score at all. And then he had like 1 alley-oop, and then he messed up another one. Then he had like 2 or 3 post-ups that resulted in baskets. The dude is just destroying teams, okay? He comes in there, and I don't even think the sets they run for AD are particularly that great. A lot of the time it's just give him the ball in the elbow, have him set a screen, or he'll do that thing where he spins off of his defender and you throw him the lob, or he just does stuff in transition. But the guy's just so damn good it doesn't matter. We should also appreciate the fact that he's up to 5 assists a game right now. And while he's doing that, his turnovers have not gone up. They've remained basically the same. and he's just a way better passer now. So now the defense can't even swarm on him like that, and I think his ball handling has improved a bit as well. So the guy is just becoming more of a complete player. I mean, I think if he remains healthy, then this team is going to climb up the defensive rankings, because right now their defense overall sucks. But again, when AD and Drew are in there, it's really good. So I have to assume that maybe a little bit more staggering out of Alvin Gentry. You could try it. I mean, there is a chance that you need Drew and AD in there together to have a chance of winning. And if you pull just one of them, then the talent around whoever you leave in there is not good enough. I don't know. I mean, I'll talk about Julius, Randle, and Mirotic in a second here. But I don't know. It's worth a shot, I guess. So yeah. Now I can talk about Randle and Mirotic. They've both been good. When they play next to AD, it goes pretty okay. When Randle's in there, AD's away from the bucket a little bit more. When Mirotic is in there, it's just spacing heaven. And hey, give credit to Randle. The dude, as Zach Lowe puts it, is a bowling ball going to the rim. I mean, 17-8. And I know I'm not like a huge box score dude all the time, but even so, I gotta be like, hey, Julius Randle's putting up 17 and 8 in 25 minutes coming off the bench. That's pretty damn good. I know where it is. It's post-ups and offensive rebounds and just playing really damn hard. And then in the case of Mirotic, I mean, it's not that hard to figure it out. Dude spaces the floor for AD. Even if he's not shooting that great of a percentage right now, I think defenses still respect Mirotic a lot. And, I mean, to be fair, like, okay, 32%, not the best. But he is shooting about 7 of them a game. So I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. And funny enough, even with that percentage, his overall efficiency is still really good at 58% true shooting, because when he's not shooting a 3, he's pretty much always making it in. I mean, the guy is shooting like 67% at the rim. He's shooting 63% from floater range. His long twos are dropping. Like, Mirotic is just a valuable offensive player, even if his three-pointers, for whatever reason, remain kind of his weakest trait, just because they're so inconsistent. But he can go off the bounce, he can hit pull-up jumpers, he's got a little bit of crossover moves to him, don't expect too much. He can hit a shot turning over a shoulder in the post. Like, dude just makes shots. Also credit him for grabbing about 2 offensive rebounds a game. I mean, when him and Randle come in there, and a lot of the times one of them is playing with Anthony Davis, it's just like, box out whoever you can, because it's just a freight train of players all above like 6'10", just trying to get the ball off the backboard. So yeah, that's my take on this team. They're pretty good. They need one more guy, and I think as long as Anthony Davis can stay healthy, which is always the tough thing with him, because like he never has big injuries, but he'll just like be out randomly sometimes. Although the last 2 seasons he's managed to be a lot more healthy and all that stuff. I think this team is going to go on a run. Hopefully. I've been on a huge jinx streak lately. I talk about the Jazz, they lose by 50. I talk about the Blazers, they lose to the Lakers. They do have a little bit of a tough thing coming up here between the Nuggets, the Spurs, the Sixers. Then they get a little bit of a break with the Knicks and the Wizards. So, yeah, I think the team looks pretty good. They've been pretty damn good whenever AD is in there, especially with Drew. I just think they need one guy on the perimeter who can go off the dribble, make some shots, and give Drew a little bit of a break. And then I think, again, if AD is just staying in there, I think their defense will begin to tick upward. And then, yeah, they'll be off and running. And look, we just got to say, like, I'm pretty like pro Rockets, and I think they're going to figure it out, and I think they're just one guy away. But they're definitely not as razor sharp as they were last season. On top of, we've already gotten a Steph Curry injury, and hey, just saying, maybe the Western Conference is 5% more open than we would have predicted to start the season. The Warriors are going to still win it all, but hey, I think it's worth it for the Pelicans to really go for it. I'm not saying trade all your future firsts, but if you can get one guy, why not?